How should you respond when your avoidant ex is texting you after a long period of ghosting? Should you even reply to them? What's the point? What are they looking for? What you should be doing? How can you make sense of their behavior? We're going to answer all those questions in this video. As you know, I used to be dismissive avoidant, and as a therapist, I'm here to make sense of what's going on and help you gain a bit of clarity. I'll explain everything after the jingle. So this is probably your reality. When they return and you have this, hey, stranger text, or hey, how are you? After weeks, maybe months of silence, and you have this both relief and rage, right? They're still thinking about me. They haven't moved on, or, I'm still in their mind. And at the same time, like, why? Why after these weeks? Why it took them so long? What about this message? Right? Because usually you're very disappointed by those messages. It's never the kind of message of like, oh, I messed up, I'm so sorry. No, it's always like, hey, how have you been? Very discharged, as if nothing happened, right? In that case, obviously, like most situations in the context of breakups or relationship, don't react based on your insecurities, based on your fear. Don't text your trauma. You have to text your truth. And there are ways to do it and not trigger an avoidant partner, because you don't want them to disappear again and you getting back to square one, to the pain and the difficulty of these weeks without having heard from them. So first of all, why do they come back? Why he or she is texting you at this stage? When you have an avoidant attachment style and you break up with your partner, there's always a phase where you feel great, because this breakup gives you what you need unconsciously. Is space, is time alone, away from the pressure of the relationship. And the thing is, it's temporary. If they have feelings for you, if they value the relationship, at some stage they regret the breakup, whether they took the decision or not. And so what happens is, when they confront their reality of being single with what they had, and I'm probably sure that if you're watching this video, they are really happy with you. And so there's always these drivers around curiosity, comfort. What are they doing? What are they up to? Are they dating? That doesn't necessarily mean connection. Okay, and that's the mistake most people make, is that they feel like they're reaching out, therefore they want to get back with me. No, they're reaching out because they are curious. They're reaching out because, yes, they feel lonely. That doesn't mean that they're ready to heal, to be in a committed relationship. Okay, so it's very important. I'm not saying that they're reaching out, reject them, push them further away. Avoidants are evil. I've seen that always on my comments. No, we're not evil, right? We're just scared of commitment. And yes, that could come in the way of being in a relationship with someone, with you, for instance. And if your partner is not ready to overcome their fear of commitment, overcome their construct around self-reliance, autonomy, etc., they won't be able to make you happy in this relationship. So that's another story, and it's something you need to assess, and I'll explain how to do it in a second. If you're watching this and wondering if you have any chance of getting back with your ex, or even if it's the right thing to do, I've created a free assessment that gives you clarity. It's based on attachment science, and it will show you whether your ex is still emotionally engaged, if reconnection is possible, and how ready you are mentally and emotionally. What you have to do is just answer a few questions, and you'll get a personalized breakdown within 2 minutes. You can find the link of this assessment below in the description. So what are the things you should not do? You give them this same vibe around warmth, around intimacy, around feelings and emotion. This is, again, the mistake that most people make, is that they think, I need to attract them back, right? I need to seduce them. No. At this stage, that's not what you want. The point is to stop performing and just following and having the same sort of tone and dynamic that they're and vibe that they are giving you. So the point is not to get any form of clarity right away. It's not to win things right away. It's just reply with the same intensity. Again, usually when an avoidant reach out, as I said, they might not be ready because in their mind, they don't exactly know what they want. That doesn't mean that eventually things will stay the same. Eventually things could be in the right direction and you can get back together. But it always starts with this like, hey stranger, how have you been? Right? So it's about getting them on that journey and you and him or her on that journey towards clarity. That's important. And so what you have to do, and it's easier to deal it, is to follow a little bit their step so you don't pressure them. And at the same time, you also test your emotional regulation. One thing or how you could reply to these messages, one secure way of doing it. Again, take some notes if you want. You can adapt to your own situation and own style. But usually, I think these three elements needs to be there. It's to acknowledge, but don't analyze. So I wasn't expecting to hear from you. So like implying like it's been months. I've had my own life and I thought you were dead. Name the impact. That silence was confusing. You're not blaming. You're not saying like, you shouldn't have done that. No, you don't imagine how hurt I was. No, you just like keep it vague. And then you can state your boundaries. Maybe not necessarily right away, but at some stage. If we talk, I need consistency, not fragments. And we're not talking about getting back together. We're not talking about fixing the relationship. We're just saying like, this is the rules. These are the rules of engagement. These are the rules of, I want us to communicate like adults, right? Take it or leave it. And it's very hard to say no. Like, oh no, I'm not going to give you consistency. So when you do that, then you pave the way for a secure relationship. They don't know, probably, how to be secure in relationships. They are very immature emotionally. So your role, should you want to repair the relationship, is to teach them. Now, the point is not to be their therapist, it's not to be their mom or their dad, but it's in a way be the role model of this and assess whether they will be motivated to do some work or not. If they don't, they're not the right partner for you. So the principle, especially emotionally, is about regulation. You need to be able to discuss with them, to be with them, to spend time with them, for example, feeling regulated and not triggered. Or the time when you don't text each other, the time apart, you need to be able to regulate yourself. So the point, the objective at the beginning is not about reconciliation. That's potentially an outcome, an indirect outcome after the process. But the point is like, how can you regulate yourself? With that time, with those time between messages, when you receive a message from them. The point is not to, and again, if you have an anxious attachment style, this is very common, is you feel they broke up with me because I was not good enough, or because I didn't prove how valuable I was. And therefore, now that we're back in touch, my only mission, and I'm going to be obsessed with this, is to prove them how amazing I am. That's not the point. The point is for you, shift, it's important, this is very important, shift the paradigm, shift the dynamic. It's not about you proving, it's not about you demonstrating anything, it's about you assessing, testing their capacity to commit, to invest, to disclose things, to open up, right? And one way to make an avoidant open up is to, as I said, you follow their lead. You don't pressure them. Of course, you need to set yourself a limit because you don't want to be waiting for them to lead things forever. But then as soon, and it happens, I mean, I have plenty of cases with clients where they were very frustrated at the beginning. So I have a client, Sue, and she broke no contact with her ex. He replied right away. So it's a different principle because she broke up no contact. But I think at the beginning she was like, but it's leading nowhere. It's so slow. It's like, I told her, like, he's replying. He's happy to read from you. Give him a bit of time. And when I say time, in a month's time, they managed to meet up, do things together, to enjoy their company, etc., etc. Now they're back together. And so the point is, understand how, and for me and her, the challenge was, how can we feel not triggered and regulated in those few weeks before she finally, even when she started to see him, she felt somehow, okay, is it leading somewhere? I'm so scared of the breakup again. I'm so scared that he's gonna hurt me, etc., etc. So the point is being able to, by regulating your emotion, convey this calmness, the feeling that you're grounded, and then, let's say, lead the way in the terms of emotional maturity. Now, if they pull away, it happens. This is not a result. This is not drama. This is not them rejecting you. See it as data. This is a piece of information. So I often say when people don't message you, this is also a form of communication. They decide not to message you. And that's a decision, and that's a piece of information, and that's communication. And so the thing is, when they do, this is where you need to be convinced, and this is where you need to do the work before reaching out to an avoidant partner or before having a conversation with them, being convinced that they're not pulling away because you pressure them. They're not pulling away because you ask something they can't give you. They are pulling away because they are scared of commitment, because they don't want to invest in a relationship, because they are limited in their approach or in their ways or in how they can give you. The biggest difference between someone secure and insecure, someone secure and someone who have anxious attachment style, is that someone secure will stop playing games and will feel like, okay, I know I've done my part. I know what I can give, what I deserve. And if this person decides to walk away, it's not my fault. That's not because of me. And I want to engage with them. I don't want to be in a relationship with them. And I feel bad for the people they would date, because I feel this person is not relationship material. That's where you need to aim. It's building that secure attachment style where you can finally let go if things don't go in the right direction, in the sense of getting back together. Because again, if they pull away, you need to be 100% sure that it's not because of your anxious attachment style, just because of them. It happens. Securely attached people break up with avoidance every single minute, right? And the difference between you have an anxious attachment style between you and someone secure is not that you're not worthy of love or that you're more anxious, is because you accept things you should not accept, right? Because there's a part of you thinking, oh, I haven't done the part. So do the part, regulate your emotion, convey secure communication. And then if they pull away, this is data. This is just a proof, if you needed proof, that they are not the right partner for you. When an avoidant comes back, it's not about restarting the story. Your job is to review the pattern. You're not resuming anything, you're just assessing. As I said, whether it's right for you, whether it's meeting your needs, whether you feel connected, whether you feel yourself with them. That's the only thing that matters. And then you'll make the decision. It's all about you and the decision to have a relationship that you deserve. We'll leave you on this. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. If you want to support and help, don't forget to subscribe and like. Those help me a lot. And I'll see you next time. Take care.